I'm gonna hold the book.
All right, we are live. Hello, everyone, if anybody's here, and welcome to our discussion of Lake Lore by Anna Marie McLemore. I don't know. I want to say Macklemore, but there's no A there, so I'm not sure if it is.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
Ooh.
So this is the book we're talking about.
Yes, but before that, we should just show off our next 3 picks because my iPad is about to die.
Right,
and also,
good.
if people are here in the beginning, they might not they might only watch this and then leave,
Mm-hmm.
So we have chosen out our books. Oh my god! Well, for this month we have the Memory Librarian, which I forgot in my other room, but it's only a few days left of this month. The live show for that should be the second weekend of October.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that is the book for this month. And then for the next month, October, we have the Book Eaters. This is the US cover. There's a UK cover as well. For November, we have Hell Follow With Us, which is stunning.
And it's so pretty. Oof. Oh.
And then for December, the last book of this year, we have Fifth Season. So now people know. And now we can discuss Lake Lore.
True.
Right on. We can show them again at the end, too, if your iPad is still alive.
Yeah. True.
Sarah's here saying, hey, beautiful hosts.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember everything that happened in this book. I don't know. I'm so bad for remembering things if I read them too early.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened in this case.
Yeah.
I do have a Post-it note in here, though, from one line that I remember I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
So I can share about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we can start with
with us the other day. Nice.
What is your overall thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
I think I would give it a 3 stars, probably. I felt like I was bored through a lot of it. I didn't think that a lot was happening, and I think that's intentional with this book. It's a very character driven book. There's not a huge plot to it. It's more atmospheric. So I totally I get that, but I'm just the type of person that needs more plot or more things happening, I guess, rather than just a couple characters interacting over a large period of time. I don't know. I just need more of this book. It just wasn't my style, I don't think, because I'm more into action-packed plot lines. So yeah. But I did really enjoy the ADHD rep in it, because that was something that I'm not too familiar with, so it was cool kind of seeing a character and everything that they have to go through with ADHD and how they interact day to day. That was very interesting to me.
What about you, Cecilia?
Okay. I'm trying to catch my thoughts. Enjoyment, it's a 1.52 star. I did not enjoy this book whatsoever. Didn't like the writing, didn't like the atmosphere, didn't like the plot. I didn't really care about the character. I was bored the whole time, which makes me feel bad. But I recognize that this is just not my story. And if this is for some, you know what I mean? That I recognize that this is a story for somebody else. And I see the value in it. And so when I think about it like that, it's a 3. But my personal enjoyment, I didn't enjoy it whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
When I'm saying 3, it's a lower end 3, and I'm agreeing with every point you're bringing up.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So I read this under the 24-hour live for Faes and Gays, and I was sick and I was sleep deprived, and can't remember much of it. I'm trying it's coming back, and I think at the time when I read it, I really liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and it's a book I was I would definitely recommend this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I thought it was really beautiful. I really like how Anna writes, etc. Because I read other books by them before, and I really enjoy their writing. But now when I think about it, I'm just like, but did I like the book? Like, did it stick with me? No. If there was anything interesting happening, that like anything that like blew my mind or was like more than just these characters and their identities? No. So I think like I could lower my rating to like 3 stars. It's not their best book, I think.
Yeah. Also, I have like a little gripe with it. I feel like the description is misleading, or it's like was misthink, because it made it sound like it was a lot more fantasy than the book actually was. I thought we were actually going to be like in the lake for like a good portion of the story, and then when we weren't, I was just kind of like,
yeah, I agree. Like the lake. Oh, we lost Sandra.
No.
Huh?
You good?
She's like, oh, I clicked the wrong button.
Yeah.
The lake element was, I also was like feeling like I was misled, because I thought that it was going to be like this cool like underwater lake world, but it was more like the lake kind of like tying in with real world and just like having elements of it cross over, but nothing like really exciting happened with it. It was just kind of like a thing that was there in the background, but nobody was really affected by it. And I was like, well, then what's the point of like having this?
The lake also felt a bit like metaphorical. Like, it's where they put their pain, and then it grew ugly, and then like you have to confront your pain to not feel as ugly anymore. So it could always just be like a metaphorical thing, not even like an actual real lake, kind of. Like, so it kind of felt like we read a contemporary book. Sorry.
No, sorry. I was like, what I'm saying, but the description made it seem like it's an actual lake.
Yeah. I mean, there is an actual lake.
No, there is an actual lake, but you know what I mean, like.
But it's not the lake we expected.
No. I think the characters, like, you know, one of them moved back to the city, and they have been like in a fight or something. And when that was revealed, I was like, I don't care. I was like, who cares? You were in a fight, that happens, you know? It wasn't like the world was ending, and they were like, I'm the worst person in the whole world, and I'm just like, kids fights is whatever.
Yeah.
Was that a spoiler?
I don't know.
I don't really think that is a spoiler.
Yeah.
Like,
I was saying that, I was like, I almost got expelled for getting in a fight in high school. What's the big deal? I was literally like, this happened to me, and I was fine. But I don't know.
Same, Sarah. Same. We all read Blake lore too early because we're trying to remember bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, cool gamers here. Hey.
Hello.
Said, the impression I got of Lake lore is like it's a good introduction to alternative pronouns and like living with ADHD. Yeah.
And dyslexia.
Yes. Definitely reads closer to the younger end of YA. I would say, it didn't really. Yeah, I just agree with this comment. I don't know what I'm saying here, but I agree with this comment. The synopsis made it sound like there would be a bigger conflict between the main characters.
Yep.
Yeah, that's also true. Because, like, there was a little conflict, but it was nothing like what I was expecting from reading that book synopsis. So I think that's another reason why I was like more disappointed, because I was like, okay, well, at least it's a very character driven book, but at least there's going to be like some drama. And then there was nothing.
It was sorry, I'm dying. I felt like something really dark between them had happened, but it was like nothing. It was just like they met once and saw each other, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, like I assumed something happened, like maybe one accidentally bullied the other, or like, you know, something, and then I was like, that's it. Like,
another note is that I know the author's writing from their own experiences with ADHD and dyslexia, and I know that that's like a valid experience and all that, but I also felt like the book was very much like focusing a lot on ADHD and dyslexia. Like, I felt like there was not more to the character than that sometimes.
I think Sarah actually said that in the Discord at one point, where she was saying it was like taking a class on ADHD 101 and pronouns 101.
It was like, the character felt sometimes that like they were struggling with ADHD, and that was the whole character, you know.
Like, what are they like outside of that? I can't think of one thing.
But it's also kind of saying that, like, of course, it's part of their personality, so it's not like you can separate the two. But it was also just like they talked about it all the time, just like it's like this and this and this, and they go through the daily life like this and this and this. And I was like, it's fine, but
it's
are we
not
gonna
what
get
we
something
were
else?
expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the rap, of course, is important. And I thought no kids like with ADHD reading that or with dyslexia reading that would be like, oh my god, they feel like me, and that is great. But it's also like, what more do they have? It sounds a bit mean. I don't know if this sounds mean.
No, like I think you're right. I think the rep was like very important, and I think that if the book summary or synopsis was phrased in a different way to make it more about that instead of what we're expecting, then we would have like a different outcome on this, I think. Because I just feel like we were misled into what we were expecting to be reading.
Yeah, like in the synopsis, I'm looking at it right now, it says nothing about ADHD or dyslexia. It just says they're struggling with stuff. And it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, it just makes it seem like, oh, they're struggling with stuff. What does that mean? Did someone die? Like, what happened? You know?
Did
like,
they have cancer?
Yeah, I'm like struggling with stuff. I automatically go like, oh, did like your mom die or like grief or something like that? Or are you struggling? Like, are you sad? Like, what are we struggling with? Like, it doesn't really say.
To be fair, I didn't read a synopsis because I don't read synopsises.
No, I read it because I was like, okay, that sounds like fantasy and it seems cool. Let me pick it for the book club.
When I bought it, I was at the store and the person that was like checking me out was like, oh, these books are so pretty, because I got Memory Librarian at the same time. So they're like looking through the books and like reading the synopsis while I'm standing there like paying for the books. And they're like, oh, this sounds so good. You have good choices and like good taste. And I was like, it's for a book club. And I hope it's good too. And so now I'm just kind of like, I hope they like character-driven books that don't have anything to do with the synopsis.
Yeah, pretty much.
I had 2 people come into my store and be very queer and ask for very specific queer books. I should have told them about the book club.
Yeah.
What are you doing? We gotta expand this thing, Sandra. Come on.
Come on, Sandra.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I will promise I will do it next time.
There, let's see what the comments said. Based on the cover, I expected like the pirates from the Caribbean of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest to come crawling out of the lake with their crab parts and all. See, that would have been really cool.
And you're already rewriting the book.
Imagine if that was like the manifestation of their problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they're like creepy creatures that are like actually maybe like haunting them or something. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Sarah said, nothing wrong with learning about ADHD in fiction, but if it's going to be a thing, I guess the book needs to be longer to fit in an actual plot on top of that. Yeah, totally agree.
It also makes me feel like a gripe with Anna Marie McLemore's writing style. Like, the writing is good, but to me, it feels like it's so flowery to the point to distract you that there's no plot or characters happening. A lot of people, wow, that was pretty, but what did I read? Like,
a lot of people say about like Anna Marie McLemore's books in general, though. Like the writing is beautiful, but not everyone loves like the story because it's really slow paced and character driven.
Yeah,
but this is probably my least favorite of their books so far. So I think their other works are stronger.
Okay.
Yeah, so like this is why I bookmarked this one part of the book, because I was like, this line is really like, I thought this line was written very beautifully, and it says, once you get past the fear of being seen, you can get to the part where you know you're not alone. And I thought that was just like such a nice line from a book, and I really enjoyed like parts of it that were beautifully written like that, but I still needed more of a plot. Like I needed more of a plot.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, Justin says,
I felt the ADHD rep was good. Was so good though, which
it was good.
We do really agree. It was very good.
Yeah, the rep was great.
It was just like the sole focus.
Yeah, it was just there was nothing else outside of the rep.
But like some people like books like that, and that's totally fair. Like, if that's the kind of book you like, then like I can definitely see like it being great for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great point, Yasmin.
Yeah.
It like it did describe it so well, and that's what we were saying earlier on, is that like it was it was done so well that it gave us like a good insight into like how somebody that deals with ADHD goes through things day to day. So like we do really appreciate that it was that in depth on it.
Yes.
We just wanted like more around that as well, to have like a storyline to go with it too.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, character-driven stories. This was definitely a character-driven story, like 100%.
Makes sense.
Sandra, you need to make some Faes and Gays business
What
cards.
do I write on them then? Do I just like write our Discord invited link and our Twitter?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I could.
Do people still use QR codes? You can do that.
Yeah, you could make a QR code for us.
And then I get fired because I keep promoting my own book club in our store.
No, you know what was funny? I was at work, and I work at a jewelry store, and I'm sitting there because no one was coming in. I was reading, what book was I reading? I was reading Six of Crows, and I had no lie 5 people walk in that day, buy something, and then ask what I was reading, or ask what I was reading and then buy something. And I'm like, man, I should just.
Also, if you have these business cards, you're promoting a book club at your bookstore, which means more people are going to buy books at the bookstore to be part of the book club. So I don't think they would be upset about that.
Exactly.
I should make some business cards and then go to other bookstores and be like, I should do it in Prime Month. And if they say no, I can tell them they're homophobic.
You're like,
I will be like, hi, I'm promoting my book club. We have a queer book club, online book club. Could you have these by your like desk so people can take them? And then they're like, no, I don't think so. And I'm like, okay, that seems a bit homophobic to me. But bye.
that would be perfect.
Oh man.
Like Norway is the best like place for that. Well, whatever. Then you guys need to do too, so that we reach different audiences, different places.
I can go to the lesbian bar.
Yes.
Well, I always go to the lesbian bar, but
Eric, you can go to your local bookstore and ask them to like have them by like the desk so people can take them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, our local used bookstore is LGBTQ plus friendly, so
not all of us like we're doing like a whole business like right now in the middle of the live show.
Love that.
Okay. Yasmin, I feel like it felt so true to Latinx storytelling dynamics, to be honest. As
That's
someone
true,
from
but-
Latin, born and raised, it just felt so familiar. It's my first from the author. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I was
you're
just
good.
finishing the comment.
No, I was like, it does feel very good, like true to Latinx storytelling, but I do think there's authors that do it better than them. Like, for example, I'm reading a lot of books at the moment, but I'm currently reading 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And that is I feel like it's like not the tried and true, but like the when people think of like Latinx storytelling, they automatically recommend like this book and this author. And at least while I'm reading it, I can only say so far is that I'm reading it. It's like it has that beautiful writing, but I also see the character development and the plot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like it is true to Latinx storytelling. I think it's just I'm not jiving with. I don't know.
Maybe just don't vibe with this author.
Yeah, that's what
I know a lot of people don't. Like, cause I watched reviews of their books like before, where people were like they really didn't like Wild Beauty because it was just so slow and flowery. But I read it and I loved that. Like, it was a stunning, beautiful book, but it was literally just flowers and a family that all wanted to have sex with a boy. But like, I really enjoyed it, and it's like, I think it's like hit or miss, you know. Like, it could really speak to some people and not.
Like, I also like, who is it? Zoraida Cordova also has really good. I haven't read this book, but I'm just showing the author. It's also really good in this way. And also Silvia Moreno Garcia are also really good. That I like their, or have, you could say like the Latinx storytelling dynamics, but I like their works better.
They also said, I totally get why it's not for everyone, for sure, but it just spoke to me on so many levels. And like, I'm really glad you enjoyed the book. Like, that's awesome. That's what we aim for in this book club.
I did enjoy the book.
Enjoy.
I did enjoy the book. I just don't think it's the best book. You know,
Yeah.
No, like I don't think the book is bad. That sounded really bad. I don't think the book is bad. I just feel like, for me in a book, I would want more. That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't think the book is bad. It's not like I would take this book and be like, this is the worst book I read. It's not a bad book.
this isn't
Yeah.
Master of One, so yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my god! The shade, Eric.
That book was
Yeah, the
so
Master of
That was
One was
my
actually
pick too. Like,
Master of One was actually a bad book. Like that was a mess.
that
This
was
is like
actually like why
Yeah.
that one deserved
Yeah.
the
Yes.
bad ratings.
But it's not like this. I would never say that this book is a bad. Like it's a book I definitely could recommend to people. Like if someone came to me and be like, "Oh, do you have a book where they have ADHD?" I would like instantly go to this, like stuff like that. Like, but I wouldn't recommend it for like this is a high what's it called, high stake fantasy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could stick the business cards into books people buy and say it's a free bookmark.
I should make business cards, but I feel like it's going to cost me money. It's probably going to lose me more than it gains.
It does, yes.
It will cost money.
Yeah. Then how do I get them to you guys? Need to post them? That also costs money.
Well, you just send us all the designs and then we print them in our states.
Oh, that's true. But then you all have to spend
in our
money.
countries. Yeah.
I actually, like, if you sent me the design, I know like a local printer here, so I could probably get like a discounted price.
Okay, we need to think on this. But then like, you need a QR code for like the Discord or the Twitter.
I don't know which one we would do. I mean, the Twitter takes them to the Discord, but like people want to be taken to the direct thing right away, so I don't know.
Yeah, but what if people like, what if an old person like, okay, well, what the fuck is Discord? You know?
They can also say, what the fuck is Twitter?
Oh, that's very true.
Let's have a Faes and Gays fundraiser to print business bookmark cards.
Yeah, but in the Discord, you can't see what's on the Discord unless you join the Discord. On the Twitter, you can still see the Twitter even though you're not logged in.
So probably Twitter would be better.
Look, I am smart.
Look at you. Love that.
Sarah said, yes, Sylvia Marino Garcia, Gods of Jade and Shadow, loved it.
Still have not read a single book by the author. We are like off point completely.
I think I read, what did I read? I read oh no, I can't say that. That's spoilery. The Mexican Gothic, that's the one. I've read that one by that author. Definitely.
What can't you say that's spoilery? It's a secret book you read.
No, I was about to say something about Mexican Gothic. So I was like, wait, I need to remember what it's called. I can't say that because that's a spoiler.
Makes sense.
I see. I really want to read that. I have it on my Kindle.
It's on my TBR.
It's very atmospheric. And like...
Nice. Like, this is kind of atmospheric too, though. It has a certain atmosphere, just not the one we were looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be excited to see what you guys think of Mexican Gothic. I was like in the middle with it. It was like a middle book. It was also my first book I ever listened to on audiobook. So that like had a part of the experience. But yeah, there's one like thing specifically about that book that I laugh about, and I would love to like hear your opinion on it.
I'm curious. It's on my TBR. Maybe I'll read it. Like,
yeah, just tell me when you guys read it, and I'll talk to you about it.
I love it.
Okay, so more we want to say. What do you guys think about their relationship, their romantic relationship?
I thought it was cute.
Yeah,
but that's it.
Yeah, I honestly like agree. It was cute, but like, I don't know. There still wasn't much depth to it, I guess. Like there could have been more.
Yeah, and there was something like with the friends. They were like with the friends, and it was like,
yeah.
I don't remember. It was like, I want to be your friend, but I don't want to be your friend because you don't want to be with them. And it was just like a whole thing. That was the drama we got.
Yeah, I feel like they more kind of understood each other.
Yeah,
and it was more of like understanding each other as like who they were rather than like a romantic connection, if that makes sense. Like I didn't really like feel too much of a romantic connection between the two, but I think they were trying to go in that direction. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like as the live has gone on, my nose has become more and more stuffy.
Oh my gosh!
Like it's just like.
That's funny.
This morning, one nostril was clogged and the other one was like a faucet.
No.
The joys of having a head cold.
See, no, I just woke up with a headache. That's all I had.
It's not COVID though. I've already tested like 3 times this week because I was paranoid. So
that's good.
It's just a cold. Sarah
Anyways,
said, I really liked learning about the, I don't know how to say this word,
it's Alebrijes.
Alebrijes?
Yeah,
Sorry
something
if I'm
like
butchering spelling in Lake Lore. So those were like the paper mache creatures, right?
that.
Yeah, those were pretty cool. Like I thought that was a fun thing that the main character did with their brother, and like I like that they had that connection with their brother and how that came about,
Yeah.
and that these creatures were like somewhat coming to life with this lake at times. I thought that was cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I did like the Alebrijes, or learning a little bit more about them. The only thing I knew, not the only thing I knew some, but it's from Scooby-Doo, and I don't know how accurate that is. You know the old Scooby-Doo movie where they go to Mexico?
Is it like,
I can't remember.
is it like real life? Or is it
Huh?
animation?
It's animation.
Oh, no.
It's like an early 2000s. I loved it as a kid, and I realize now it's low-key problematic. But I remember they were talking about Alebrijes, and it seems kind of similar to what they were talking about in the book. So I was like, okay, I know this.
Oh my god.
I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, the main characters felt like they fit really well together.
Yeah, true.
I think that's one of the love languages, maybe love as being known. Yeah, that totally makes sense, and like that, I feel like that is like exactly what I was trying to say. Thank you, Sarah, for making it sound better.
True. Love is being known and understood. Because they were.
Is that why no one loves me? No one understands me.
I understand you.
No, you don't. You shame me every day for book buying.
I will, and I will continue.
Yeah,
Then you don't understand me.
I agree that there are ways to keep true to that origin, but add more plot details also. I do love Sofia Marina Garcia's writing. I don't know why. I saw SMG and I just wanted to say Sarah J. Maas, which doesn't even make sense. But like, that just popped into my head, so I was like,
it's fair.
Mexican Gothic was love. But I'm a big Gothic fan. Yeah.
I love Gothic too.
I feel like I haven't not read enough Gothic to say I love Gothic.
Where's my Gothic book?
I feel like I haven't read that much Gothic books either, but that was one of them.
I took two classes. Well, one was monsters and fairy tales, so we read classic monsters, and a lot of them were Gothic horror novels. And then also took a horror book and movie class. So all we did was read horror movies and read horror movies.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Read horror books and watch horror movies.
Nice.
That would be awesome.
When you said horror something, it sounded like you said horror porn, and I was like, dang.
Horror porn. But yeah, I was like, I've read quite a couple. I think my favorite is, well, I love Frankenstein and Dracula. We're not gonna, of course I do. And
I like Frankenstein okay, but I didn't like Dracula that much.
You suck.
You suck. My dick.
Like,
I read it was fine. It was okay. I just don't like
only $10 too. I have the matching Frankenstein.
And then you don't take off the tag.
Oh, and it's painted edges.
It does have painted edges.
Take off this price tag. Take off the price tag.
I will not. I will not take off the price tag.
But then it's ugly.
You suck.
You suck.
Oh, Yasmin said this. Sorry I disappeared because I do that. But you guys are very fun. Even if we don't agree on the book, I appreciate your views on it.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh,
thanks, Yasmin.
I appreciate your view too, Jasmine. It's important for us. Yes.
We appreciate you being here and discussing the book with us and sharing your views as well.
No, I'm just showing this book.
That is pretty. Which one is this one?
This one's Frankenstein.
Ooh.
More painted.
These are stunning book covers.
I know they have them in a bunch of classics, and I kind of want to get all the classics I care about in this edition. But it's like the Barnes and Noble edition, so I think you can only get them in the U.S.
Oh, well, thanks.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Don't worry. We will have a Faes and Gays meetup, and then we will do live like in person together, and then we will go chop books.
Which
country
in the future?
Yeah, where are we going?
Know.
With the
We're all in different places.
we would just go from person to person.
I feel like it's going to be cheaper for you to come to our continent than us to go to yours.
Yes, we do that.
Probably.
And then we can go. Probably, I mean, is Canada cheaper than Texas, probably.
Probably. I don't know. Never.
I know that like flying anywhere from Canada within Canada is more expensive than going to other countries. So.
Oh.
But we will go to Eric. We sleep in your house. Hope it's fine. And then late next time we go to Cecilia, and then you guys come to me next time.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Sweet.
We just need to get rich, but it's fine.
Yeah, we just need to get rich.
Yeah. Step 1: acquire money.
Yeah. First one.
We would start a GoFundMe. Let Faes and Gays.
Yeah, Faes and Gays. This is a fundraiser for you guys to help us meet each other in real life.
Exactly. We're gonna need a couple grand, so
Yeah.
So that we
That would
can
be
make
great.
great content.
If any of you guys are super rich, let us know.
Does anyone want to be the book club sugar daddy? Like,
Oh. Or sugar mama.
or sugar mama? We don't discriminate.
Yeah.
Oh, sugar
We are a queer
sugar
book
person. Sugar
Yeah.
person.
sugar
You
person.
can be whatever sugar you like.
How about I was thinking of like a good like alliteration for it, and I can't think of one.
Sugar sweetie. No.
I said sugar senior, and I'm like, no.
Sugar senior.
Just sugar parent, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sarah said Victor Frankenstein is the whiniest mofo.
He's whiny, but I love him. Listen. Victor, he was going through some stuff, okay? But he is whiny. He is so whiny.
For Gothic, Edgar Poe is my guy.
Yeah.
Does Canada require visas for tourists? I don't know. I know that the US does, I'm pretty sure.
They do?
Yeah,
Seattle,
because
country.
I have a coworker that's not native to Canada, and they were going to come with me on a conference in the States, but they can't go because they need a visa to go over there. So,
Dang.
I don't know. That's a good question. I should look that up. Sandra, lock up those exclusive editions or we're auctioning those off.
I mean, if I probably just like stop by books for like 2 months, I could probably go.
Yeah. I was like, imagine if I just like went to Sandra's place and I just started taking books off the shelves, and I'm like, run hauling. You already said you just don't.
That's that's why you're not allowed to come to my place.
It's funny. All right.
We are off the rails here. What more do you want
Yeah,
to say about
We have like
What
nothing
thing are
else
we
to say about the book.
I have one thing I want to say.
Yes.
Because I have a bit of termphobia, like the fear of holes. Small holes. Termphobia? Truophobia? I can't remember the word.
Let me look it up.
Don't Google it, then the hole shows up.
Triphobia.
Yeah, triphobia.
Trypophobia? Trypophobia.
Trypophobia. And this cover kind of triggers that with these things here in the skin. And I didn't realize it at first, but now every time I look at it, I kind of cringe a bit because it triggers my trypophobia. My mom is calling me. Yeah?
Oh, shit.
Jeg kommer om en halv 25. Jeg kommer om 25. Yeah.
I never noticed that. Like I never even noticed the little holes on the butterflies at all.
No, it's not the holes even. It's that they're in their body and they're sticking out. It's like if I had like loads of like butterflies on me like sticking out. You know? It's that part. And that's what I wanted to say. Like the cover for the latest Twilight book, the one for the Edward Cullen that has like the pomegranate on it.
Oh yeah.
Cannot look at that book.
I didn't even know that was a fear. That's like really interesting.
I don't know. I just got it, and then it's just there, and it doesn't go away.
That's understandable. I have a fear of people replacing my eyes with buttons, so I can't watch Coraline.
Really?
Yeah. It's not like a strong fear, but when I remember as a kid, I had such a visceral reaction to Coraline. Like I started crying, like actually crying. Like, and so now every time I like look at it, I'm like.
Okay, so you two, I don't think you guys should watch horror movies then.
No, I watch horror movies all the time.
I love horror movies, but as long as their eyes don't get replaced as buttons, we're fine.
Okay.
It doesn't happen very often.
I mean,
well, have you watched
more
Sandman?
Sandra's one. There's lots of horror movies that have stuff like that.
Yeah, and then like if there's full of holes, I always like ah, and then I look away, and then it's over.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. It's kind of
But have you seen Sandman, Cecilia?
No.
Well, in the Sandman, there's someone that like takes the ice out and sew them like clothes, but not with buttons, with teeth.
I think that would still trigger. I think it's just people replacing eyes with something else. Like
But it's so good though. It's so gay.
Oh my God. Though, like as a kid, I had this dream that like Chewbacca would gouge my eyes out and replace it with just different stuff. So I think that's also part of it. And I was scared of Chewbacca for a long time too.
Oh jeez. Cecilia, you've had a rough childhood.
I was like, you good, Nick? I'm not scared of Chewbacca anymore. I don't have that dream anymore.
That's good. Yeah, Asmund said that Hacienda, is that how you say that?
Yeah, Hacienda.
Hacienda is another Gothic Latin book that is just A+. I'm rewatching the minutes I missed on 1.5 speed so I can catch up the comments at the wrong time. No worries, no worries. That's all good. My notes say I was waiting for a plot, but it's okay that it's character driven.
Pretty much.
We all have pretty much the same thought on that. The fact that the butterflies are in their bodies triggers my phobia of parasites. Hate it.
We all got phobias.
Parasites and fungi are hell for me. So Mexican Gothic is going to be a rough one.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Well, how did you survive Sorrowland?
Oh yeah,
You're
good
right.
point. There's another Gothic fungi I read lately that was so good.
Ooh, okay.
Fungi are freaky on their own, so it's great.
They are kind of freaky, but like
it's funny. We have like Yasmin who's like loving it, and then everybody else who's like, oh.
Yeah, they're like, ugh.
I wish there was more like flashbacks to the lake world or a prequel a bit about the world.
There was like nothing about the world.
Yeah, I was confused. I felt like I was gaslighting myself into believing that the world didn't exist.
Yeah, because I honestly I feel the same way. I was like, is this actually real or is this like just in their heads, non-existent?
That's what I said. It could just be symbolism.
But both of them could see it, so I was like,
are they both having a shared hallucination? Like,
yeah. Oh, sir. I mean, Sorrowland is a 5-star, and I felt entirely uncomfortable, so I don't know. My kind of 4.
Sorrowland was great, but I just feel like the ending was rushed.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah. I don't even remember what I gave Sorrowland.
I think I gave it a 3.5 or 4. I don't remember at this point.
I think I gave it a 3.5. Pretty sure.
Like, that sounds correct in my brain.
Well, my note says Lake Lore, Bastion, HDHD, shots, bad days. So I guess Bastion took shots, like, wasn't it hormones?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just started on that. And I thought that was really, like, nice to have as well.
True.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a big part, is that they were, like, scared to do it because of their, like, ADHD. Wait, were they the one with ADHD? Yeah. Right? Yeah, because of their ADHD, they, like, are not good at following directions, and so they were really scared that they were gonna like mess up their tee shots.
Yeah.
So that was like a big part of it.
And then my other note says, Lore, did something at law school, learning specialist, dyslexic, girly, fight.
Pretty much.
Because sometimes they also like to dress up girly as well. Like feminine is the word.
Yeah.
And that was all my notes. That was all my notes for the whole book. I think it summed it up pretty well.
I think so, honestly. And then lake question mark. That's
yeah. So like, if we were to rewrite it, I think we would probably go back to our earlier discussion with Sarah, where we have cool like pirate creatures coming out of the lake.
Yeah.
At least I would. I think that'd be fun.
I think also it would be cooler if like they met when they were younger, and then like they did something to the lake, which is like why they're split apart. Like they did something bad, and then when they're just like, no, we can't. It was like an hallucination. And they meet many years later now, and then they need to go into the lake again to fix what they ruined all those years ago. Yeah, and then they can meet the crab stuff and stuff.
Yeah, And maybe they're feeling like guilt about what they did to the lake. They're like, wow, we shouldn't have done that and all that kind of stuff.
And then they bond over that as well. And then like they also have like all the other stuff as well. And then we go into this like Lake Kingdom together.
Yeah.
And that is my rewrite.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. I think the stuff that they already had in the book was good. They just needed to have more of like an actual like central plot line with like conflicts that were happening, that they were kind of like something to build up to, I guess.
Yeah.
And then have like a finale or something.
True.
I'm just nodding.
Love it.
Sarah's I for sure want to know what happened in the lake the first time. Yeah, we didn't really get anything on that. Like, it just said they went into the lake and then they came back out like hours later, and that was it. Like, there's literally no description on anything that happened the first time. And that was like, I think that was a big thing. Wasn't it in the synopsis where it's like, this thing happened when they were kids, and now
let me check.
I can look. I have it right here.
I was like, I just had it here a second ago. Let me see. Everyone who lives near the lake, blah 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 blah. It just says the world under the lake drifts above the surface.
Yeah.
That's the only. Oh, and then it says 2 non-binary teens are pulled into a magical world under the lake. Were they though? No.
No, I don't think they were.
They really were. Like, but can they keep their worlds above water intact?
Jasmine wrote, I like the lake being mysterious. If it was over-explained, it would ruin it for me. But you don't need to over-explain it if they went into it. It could still be magical and mysterious, but they were in the lake.
Yeah, but I don't even think it was explained at all.
Yeah. Like,
I would like at least some.
There wasn't much explanation on it. It was just kind of there, and things were like happening around them at the time.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I think you're probably right, Sandra, that it is like more metaphorical. Or at least that's like how it came off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the lake world always there? Did Bastion or like trigger it meshing with the real world?
Yeah. Did they create it? Like what?
Because like it seemed to like be present when it seemed to be present when they were having like moments of like emotional like turmoil, I guess. So yeah, like it definitely could be metaphorical.
True.
Well, they could just have like a bit like I don't know if it was going to be metaphorical. It shouldn't say in the synopsis they're going to go into the lake.
True.
Yeah.
Maybe just mention that there is a lake, but like we don't say you're going in the lake when we barely go into the lake.
Yeah, like what Jasmine says. I feel like the lake lore is trauma, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
But like again, they shouldn't then say that they're going to go into the lake.
Yeah, I think like our main beef is that the synopsis. The synopsis and the book don't line up because we thought we were going into something different. Not saying that what we read was bad. It was still a decent book. It's just we weren't expecting that, so that kind of like swayed it.
True. And when I was reading Goodreads reviews, it seems like a lot of people felt the same way. Is that the description not the same? Like they felt like they were misled.
Sarah, am I wrong in thinking the lake appeared easier when both of them were around as well? Like it took both of them to activate it. I think there was a part about that where, because didn't Laura feel like they were the reason the lake was coming back up and around for a while or something?
Yeah. Because it wasn't really active until Laura came back. Or moved to the city, the town.
So it felt like a lonely place, like an individual place, hence them sharing it being a big deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the synopsis definitely didn't make it feel like what it was. Mm-hmm. Ooh, smart, working through their traumas together.
Sure.
And seeing they weren't the only one.
Yeah, I feel like the lake brought them together and like share their traumas together. I agree with that. It's a beautiful book in that way, but I would still like kind of wouldn't call it like a fantasy.
You know? I know, that's kind of where it was. It was like it didn't feel like a fantasy.
Yeah, it's definitely magical realism, but I wouldn't count it like a full, because magical realism is its own genre. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not fantasy. It's kind of like its subsection, but it's like, It's like Freshwater
Oh yeah.
by Kweke where I wouldn't claim that this is a fantasy, but I would say it does have those elements. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's just fine. It is fine. It was just like, yeah.
It's back on the shelf.
Yeah, it just wasn't what we were expecting, honestly.
Yep.
All right. Are we at the point now where we recommend a book?
Yeah.
I still need to find one. Oh, no, wait. I did find one. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay. You go.
Oh, yeah. You go first.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Why not?
Okay. The book I would recommend now. Okay, hold on. Let me check what I rated it. Okay, I only rated it. I only rated it 3 out of 5 stars, but I did enjoy it for like a quick, fun contemporary read. It's not fantasy. It's contemporary. It was called "The Rest of Us Just Live Here" by Patrick Ness.
I read that many years ago.
Yeah. So I would say it's more like side characters have rep in it, but it was still like a fun book because it's following a group of teenagers at this high school and just like their day-to-day life getting through high school. But the thing is, like, there are also people with like, I don't know if it's like powers or they just like fight monsters in the background, but you're following
They're like the heroes.
Yeah, they're like the heroes, but you're following like the story of bystanders in this book rather than like the actual main heroes. And so I found it enjoyable because they're just like going through high school having a time, and then they're like, oh look, there's Becky off in the background like beating the crap out of a monster over there, but we're just gonna do our thing and have lunch on the quad. Like so
I really liked it too.
I thought it was very entertaining in that sense. And somebody told me that it actually is based on like Buffy the Vampire fanfic. And so like if you picture it when you're reading it as like the heroes being like Buffy and her group of friends, you get like a whole other mindset on the book. So that was kind of fun for me. And yeah, I just enjoyed that book. I thought it was fun.
Nice.
And I can't go too much into like what rep is in it because I don't want to spoil certain things. So, but yeah, there is rep in it.
Nice. Okay, my book. I'm gonna butcher this author's name. I'm gonna butcher it so bad, and I feel bad. It was the last book I read, and it's Ace of Spades by Fidira Abeki.
Okay, it's Farida Abiki Imide.
Thank you. I'm like I didn't.
I googled this and I memorized it.
But I was like, I haven't heard the name spoken, so I wasn't sure. But it is a YA mystery thriller. Is that what it's categorized? Yeah, mystery thriller. Which usually, I always say like YA is not for me, but I listened to this entire book in less than a day, which is kind of unheard for me. When I was working too, I was like, screw my job, I'm going to listen to this book. And it was so good. You pretty much follow 2 Black teenagers that go to this like prestigious private school. And they just started their senior year, and they start getting attacked by something that I like to say is kind of an in-between as the Gossip Girl and
Pretty Liars.
Yeah, and Pretty Little Liars, like that A and all that kind of stuff, where they start airing all their dirty laundry, and they're starting to think, they're looking after the only 2 Black students at school. Who is behind this? I was shook. It kept going. Everything happens. It was so good. I almost cried. It was so good.
It was so good. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Why have I read both of you guys' books?
Yeah, I gave it 5 stars. And both of the main characters are queer. Like one isn't sure about her sexuality, and the other one, he's like, yeah, I'm gay. So
it's so good.
Oh, good.
Why have I read both of you guys' books? Also, I met the author at Yalk when I was in London. Ooh. And I was like, this is one of the best books I ever read. I love this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. And then I bought another copy so that she could sign it. And then she asked me, who was your favorite character? I cannot remember the character names. Exactly. And I wanted to die.
That would be me.
And I was just like, I know I just said I love this book, and I really truly do, but I literally cannot remember what the characters are called.
There's Chiamaka and then Devon.
Well, it was Devon, but I couldn't remember that. And I wanted to sink down into the floor because then it felt like I hadn't read a book.
That's fair.
And that is a traumatizing thing to think about sometimes.
But yeah, it was just...
I want to reread it. It's so good.
I already want to reread it, and I just finished it like 2 days ago.
I want to reread it because it's just so good. The rest of it was just Live Fair is fun too. Well, sorry for just commenting on you guys' picks here, but I picked out Slap My Boys by none other than Anna Marie McLemore.
That's kind of funny.
Plot twist. This is not the final cover. The final cover is absolutely stunning. Does my iPad have power? Oh, it does. It's so pretty. Let's see. Can I take up this cover? Look, it's completely stunning.
I'm curious.
It looks like this.
Oh, I've seen that cover around.
Yeah, I've seen that around too.
It's so pretty. So I have a bound manuscript of it, so that's why it's like this. And this is a Great Gatsby retelling, where both Gatsby and the main dude, I've forgotten his name, Jack, something like that. He's also Latinx, and both of them, Gatsby and the main dude, are both trans men. And then everyone else is queer and gay, and everyone is just gay, and then it's a Great Gatsby, and it was amazing. And that's all I need to say. Done.
It's a big gay party. That sounds exciting.
Yes, I love big gay parties.
It's so gay, and it was just like everything I wanted. And I haven't even read original Great Gatsby, but I just read retellings that are gay.
I am a sucker for a Great Gatsby is already very.
I know, but it's not like gay on page.
Yeah, I read a whole essay about how gay. There literally was a scene where he had sex with a man in the Great Gatsby. And everyone's like, nah. I'm like, why is he in bed naked with a man?
I watched the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I remember I shipped him and the main character, and then it was like they done end up together, and I was like, wait, it's not gay, you know?
I think that was what the I almost said the author, the director originally wanted to do in the Leonardo DiCaprio Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
But I am very excited.
Okay, wait, let's catch up on comments here. There's a bunch of them that came in when we were talking. So Yasmin said, you know when you're dealing with heavy things and you feel you're all alone in it, and then you can find community in realizing you are not the only one.
True.
Yeah. That's a good point about the book. That was definitely something that was felt.
Love that.
The book is a good appetizer, but I was hungry for a main course. Yeah, I agree with that, Sarah. Oh, Roro's here.
Yay.
And Yasmin agrees it was not fantasy. Sarah says y'all should read Magic for Liars by Sarah Gailey. I've never heard of that one.
I was supposed to read it for like a traveling book, but then never got the book. So I didn't know what was going on with that. And I just never said anything.
That's fair. Ace of Spades was very fun.
Yeah.
I have recently read Library of the Unwritten and had an amazing time.
Nice.
I heard about that.
I've heard about it, yeah.
Ending of Ace of Spades got me like, damn.
Pretty much, yeah.
Kaylin Barron is also writing a book for that series Self-Made Boys is a part of. It's remixed classics. Okay, cool. They're writing a Jekyll and Hyde story called My Dear Henry. Ooh, that sounds good.
So the one you wanted to read, Cecilia, A Clash of Steels, is also part of that. It's like a Treasure Island retelling, but like Asian. And then this one is, Great Gatsby, but like Latinx and queer. And like all of them are like rewritten, but like by authors of minorities.
I love it. Gonna read the whole story. I already know. Same. True. I already know I'm gonna write like A Clash of Steel because I've liked every single Treasure Island retelling I've ever read or watched. I hate the actual book, but any retelling of it was fantastic. And so now I'm just like, I'm gonna like it.
I have read that and I didn't love it, so.
Gasp.
All right, wait, sorry. Library of the Unwritten is about a librarian in hell with queer rep, and the main character is not white.
Love that.
Nice.
Have you guys read? I don't even know if it has queer rep in it, but I think it's called Blood Like Magic.
No.
Or something. I'm trying to remember who it's by, because the author is coming to like a literary festival in the city I live in. So I bought their book because it's like about witches. So I was like, I'll read it in October anyway. And they're coming in November. So I'm like, I hope I like their book because I want to go get it signed by the author who's going to be here.
Wait, did you say Blood for
Blood Like Magic, I think.
Oh, I found it. It's pretty. But what if you don't like the book? Will you then not meet the author?
No, I'll still probably go get it signed.
I've heard good things about this book.
What if you're like, hi, I hated your book, but can you sign it?
Yes.
Well, I would not say that to the author.
That'd be funny.
Save that for Goodreads.
I don't think I could ever meet a author like I hated a book for.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Because what
if I hate the book, I'm not going to get it signed. But
because if I met Bridget Kemmerer, who wrote The Curse of Dr. Lonely, I would literally be like, why did you ruin one of the best books I ever read?
Yeah.
Why did you create Leah Mara? Why did you make Ren go through a Tamlin period?
Yeah, that's understandable.
And then she would be like, girl, what's your problem? Fuck off.
I love that. And yes, Sarah, Treasure Planet. Love that. It's one of my favorite movies. And I showed it to my boyfriend a couple weeks ago, and he's like, it was okay. I was like, I bought a $70 art print of it. I don't spend that kind of money on just okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
But
it's like I read.
Go ahead.
No, I said I read other books I hated, but I never felt more offended than by Bridget Kemmerer because I get 5 stars for the first book. While other people, like, if I read a book and didn't like it, it's like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Now I'm blanking.
You said isn't Treasure Planet something?
Oh yeah, is Treasure Planet the one that has the dude like that like windsurfs or whatever?
Yes, the windsurfing.
And it's like space kind of. Yeah, okay. I definitely have seen that. I was mixing it up with, I think, Treasure Island. I was like thinking of that, so I was like, oh
yeah.
okay.
Well, it's a Treasure Island retelling.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. I even have a Laserdisc copy of Muppet Treasure Island that I found. Will I ever use a Laserdisc? No, but I have it. It's probably worth something.
Maybe. All right. Well, I guess
we're at the
top of the hour. So
yeah.
Do we want to show our book picks again for the next 3 months if your iPad's still working?
I guess. No. If
anybody new is here, it's
we
probably
have
like just still Sarah and Yasmin. Sarah and Yasmin.
October, The Book Eaters.
Woo-hoo.
November, Hell Follow With Us.
Woo-hoo.
And December, one of the best books I ever read.
It's funny, my friend borrowed that. I'm gonna have to ask her to give it back to me.
Be like,
by the way, your deadline is December. I'm gonna need it back. She also borrowed A Dowry of Blood from me and Cinderella's Dead by Kaylin Barron.
I thought you didn't have friends, Cecilia. What is this?
Shade being thrown.
I can say the same to you, Sandra. Exactly.
You can't say the same to me because you know I'm with Eric all the time, basically.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Well, more than just Erica.
Well,
yeah,
now Oleander moved in, so now he's with me all the time as well.
Don't believe you. I think you're lying about them.
Okay, fine.
All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, with that, I think we're gonna wrap up our chat for today. But stay tuned because we'll have another one coming in October for the Memory Librarian, which I'm currently reading right now and making my way through. So
on my channel, yes, on my channel, yeah.
So we rotate channels every month, so it's gonna be one of our channels.
Look out.
All right, but until next time, we will see you guys later. So thanks for coming out. Bye.